Hey, it's Luke John Harrison here. Before we get into this video, make sure please that you like, comment and subscribe to this YouTube channel. Make sure the bell notification icon is on. It only takes 1 second of your day to make mine. Now let's get into it. My name is Luke John Harrison and this is episode 9 of the Daily Supercharge. And I want to speak to you today about maybe the things that you say, like I can't afford it or it's too expensive. Now, you've probably said that to quite a few things in your life, and certain things, granted, you might not actually be able to afford, or it may be indeed too expensive. But when it comes to your health, if you're using these kinds of excuses like healthy food, healthy eating is expensive, or the gym is expensive, or a personal trainer is expensive, or a program or a mentor or a course is not cheap. And you're right, because these things shouldn't be cheap. Because the fact is, if something is cheap, you don't value it, you don't care. Even worse, if it's free, you couldn't really give a shit. You'd just not bother, or you'd just go when you felt like it. See, the reason why things are a little bit more expensive is because you value them more. The problem with looking for cheap or looking for a bargain is that you don't place a high value on that thing. So therefore you can just let it go. Whereas the more that you pay, the more you pay attention. And this is a huge life lesson which I myself have had to learn when it comes to investing in myself and paying money so that I actually do the work that I said I would do. Because anybody can buy a gym membership for a tenner a month and then not go. How many times have you done that? Or you can buy something online or start a diet that you found on Google and then you didn't really complete it because there was nothing to hold you accountable. You didn't have any investment. We call it skin in the game. Like we put this money down, whether it be single figures, double figures, whatever, and that is our investment. It's a promise. After all, a banknote is a promissory note. That is what a banknote is. It's a promissory note, a promise that you will pay the bearer on demand the sum of £10, £20, £100, £1,000, whatever it may be. It's a promissory note. So when we put money down, we are held further accountable. Now, if it is one of those things where you say, look, it's too expensive or I can't afford it, I would hazard a guess as that you are not massively in control of your finances. You don't have a full grip on what's coming in, what's going out, what is happening exactly perfectly with your own finances. For most people, they don't look after their finances well enough. So I need you to think about this. If I was to ask you to go through your bank statements and have a look just how much you've spent over the past month to 2 months on Just Eat, Uber Eat, McDonald's, on takeaways, on alcohol, on the things that are quick and immediate, often that has to do with food and alcohol, possibly if you're a gambler, or the little things that are not necessarily massively valuable in your life, but you just kind of like, or that were quick. If you were to scan over how much you'd spent over the past couple of months on those immediately gratifying things, you'd probably be quite shocked, right? And so if you imagine totaling all that up, those little things like £3 here, £5 here, £8 there, £12 here, over the course of a month or two, you'd probably find that you could afford most stuff that you desired. Maybe not something that's thousands and thousands of pounds, but something that is going to contribute to your health, like a coach, a program, a mentor, a gym, a accountability thing, a full shop of healthy eating regularly, you know, that kind of thing. When we look back and we get clear, we get clarity, we get power. Clarity is power. When we start to look over our bank statements with a little bit more clarity rather than just clouding our eyes and saying, I don't want to know, which is fucking stupid, by the way, because all that does is keep you more confused, more overwhelmed and more stuck. When we look at it with a little bit more reality and start managing our money a little bit better, then we can afford the things that we say we love to, but we can't. And this is the case for most people. We're just not willing to spend our money on things that are really valuable to us, because we'll always find something else that we perceive to be of more value. Now that could be drinking every weekend and spending £100 on a night out. That could be eating convenience food takeaways 3 times a week because you can't be asked to cook, you don't feel you're very good at it, but yet you spend £60 a week on takeaways. You're always going to find time, you're always going to find energy, and you're always going to find the money for what you value highest. Even though you say you value your health, you don't value it higher than the cigarettes you buy every day. You smoke 10 cigarettes a day over the course of a week, 70 cigarettes. What's that? 3 packets a week, 10 a packet, 30 quid a week. 3, 6, 9, 12, £120 a month on cigarettes. If you smoke 20 a day, we're doubling that. So that's £240 a month on cigarettes. Around about £10 per box of 20, if I'm not mistaken. So think about that. You always find time, energy, and money for what you value the highest. So rather than saying, I can't afford it, or it's too expensive, look at what you've actually been spending your money on. And then decide when you've got clarity whether that statement is actually true. Because a lot of the time, it's just bullshit that's keeping you stuck. Sometimes, you know what? It's relevant. Sometimes it is the truth. But for the majority of people, you're just not checking. You're not assessing, you're just guessing. You're guessing your life away. And before you know it, 3, 4, 5 years down the line, you're going to be fatter, sicker, more unhealthy. Especially if you're smoking, you're drinking, possibly taking drugs, or even if you're not doing that stuff, maybe you're just eating yourself to death. Most of us have got the one thing that holds us back, the one thing that we know we shouldn't be doing as much of. And yeah, you know, maybe you don't drink or smoke. Good for you. But what's your eating habits like? Because we've all got that vice, right? And we need to have a good look in the mirror and check, like, what am I really holding back on here? What am I getting too comfortable with? What am I avoiding? And then decide whether it's really a true fact if I can't afford it and it's too expensive, or whether you just don't value it enough and you need to start valuing it more highly. I hope this helps today. Go get it.